What's happening? Welcome to the never be another first. Welcome to the first ever Coil building show, starring N.Devine and yours truly, the BlackCat. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining. Nick, how you doing, man? Halfway through the week. Have you had a good week so far, Nick? Everything going pretty good for you? Do you have some assholes you work with? For real? That's the worst. When they win you over, that is absolutely like the worst. When the asshole at work that I had, the guy that I nominated for the parade chairman, him and I are actually friends now. He like bought me a sandwich the other day. It's like, holy shit, man, thanks. He still smells like a corpse. Not really. He's gotten better. Thank God. Not many people know that story. Nick is muted. Son of a bitch. Nick was muted. God damn it. I did it again. Nick,
you know what's funny? I was going to remind you. I was going to say, make sure I'm not muted this time. I was like, nah. I didn't even think about it. I thought about it when I was driving home. I was like, I'll make sure I'm not muted.
This fucking idiot won't mute me again. No way.
So I'm having a good week. Unfortunately, I mean, like I said, I can't complain. What I was saying to Scott when I was muted is, I work with some assholes, but unfortunately, I like some of the assholes that I work with. It's just we're all assholes, so.
It is, and I'm sure that people that I work with probably think I'm an asshole too. And it just is what it is. All right, so so Nick and I, we've been talking about doing a show for a while. And we finally decided to do it. I was lucky enough that he wanted that we could do it on my channel and do it at the time that I normally do the show. We may end up changing this to be like 5:30, Nick. Would that be better?
It depends. I might be able to talk if I could keep doing what I did this week, and I could go in early and leave early. It always depends on how the job's going, but I think we might be able to do it at 5 still.
And we're gonna look at doing it probably every other week.
Yeah,
or every week, however it ends up being. But we appreciate you joining. It is a coil building show. So ultimately what this is going to be, we'll talk about some stuff with coil building. That's what it's going to be intended for. But, vaping in general. And also any questions that you have. I mean, you have an opportunity here where, I'm going to watch the chat. Nick's watching the chat. So we can ask questions or whatever and give you feedback if you have things that you're running into with your building or things that, even if you come up with something different that you're is working for you, please share it with us. So it's really great that everybody could join us today. I appreciate it, and really excited about doing this. I was really excited that Nick wanted to do this with me, so thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is I'm excited to do it. This would be my favorite channel to do it on for sure. Just me and you. Like I said, we did talk about it before. And, there was an idea of doing a show with a couple people, and I always thought that just me and you would be fun.
Yeah. I think as we kind of go, what I would ultimately like to do is bring some featured builders on with us as we go. I figured we just do this one with just you and I, and we can always have Anarchy back on here if after we kind of get this one out of the way. But what I want to start with, and I think this is kind of interesting because a lot of people don't know, and even people who watch me probably don't know, how you transitioned from just building. You entered, obviously you were in Coil Wars, the original one. You were a finalist. And how you transitioned with that momentum into doing live streams and then tutorials and then growing your YouTube channel and all this. So where did all that start from?
So where it initially started was I had a YouTube channel for a while. I put up a couple like stupid videos. People kept asking me when staple coils were big, when they started coming out, and they're extremely hard to wrap, especially when there was only 0.5 ribbon. People kept asking me how I was wrapping them and getting them not to twist over. So years ago, I put a video up on there, and then I put a couple videos up of just some of my coils from Instagram and music to go along with it. Music that was real music, not like YouTube music. Yeah. Eventually I had to take that off. But so I had that YouTube channel, then I was just doing the Instagram thing, and that YouTube channel stayed you know, it just stayed there for a little bit. And then as I was on Instagram, just people would ask me questions. And it's very hard to tell somebody how to do something physical just with words.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell people, like, you got to do this and you got to make sure that. It was easier. It was getting to a point to where I was sending videos to people. And then I noticed I wasn't saving the videos, and I'm doing the same videos all the time. I'm always sending this this video out of how I stagger. I'm always sending this video out how I wrap coils. And eventually it was just like, you know what, I'm going to go live and do this. I started on Instagram, started going live. If you have a question, ask me a question. I'll show you how I do it. The first Instagram live I did was actually the speed alien, because Dwayne Rambo had that competition on who could do the fastest alien. So you had to do it live to have proof. So I went live, did it live, and then the next night I had to do it again because I messed up the first night.
Who won?
I beat the time the second night, and then immediately when I posted that, somebody beat my time the next day.
Do you remember who it was?
Yes, it was. What is his name? He's one of the moderators of Coil Wars.
Is it Tim is, Proby is, Glenn?
No, I'll have to look him up.
Oh, I think yeah.
He's got
Pretty
a
Boy
beard.
Builds. Oh, not Pretty Boy Builds then.
No. Man, I forget his name. I'll have to look him up when you're talking. I'll look him up.
Could he beat me, Nick? You think he could beat me?
Yeah, he's got his final one was under 4 minutes.
That's pretty good.
So, or no, under 5. I'm sorry, under 5. It was like 4:45 or something.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah. So yeah. So we did that. I did the speed alien. I kept doing Instagram. Then Addy Tooney asked me if I wanted to come on Fresh's show. I guess he's seen that I was going live on Instagram so much, so I wouldn't have a problem coming on Fresh's show. I went on Fresh's show, and you know, we just get to talking about how great the lives are on Instagram. And Yeti's uncle said the only problem is like you do them and then they disappear. You should really think about doing YouTube, because all this information's getting lost, and you're doing like 5 videos a week, and all that information's lost, and then you have to do it again and do it again. So I said, you know what? I'll try YouTube. And once I tried it, the only thing I didn't like about YouTube is I couldn't play the music in the background.
Yeah. That's tough getting used to, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, but Instagram, you can't do it anymore anyway. So, yeah.
That was one of my biggest transition things. That, and I couldn't see the chat.
Yeah.
And that was a pain in the dick. That's what really got me on YouTube. It fucking freaked me out. I couldn't see how many people were watching. I couldn't see the chat, and I couldn't play my music. So you're literally sitting in dead silence, talking. You know what I mean? So it's kind of odd. Whereas on Instagram, we had the music, we could play music, we could, you know, do whatever, and it was more of and I could see the chat and the people, how many people were in there watching me. It made it much more of an interactive. But now I have a computer, obviously, so it makes it a little bit easier. Still, no music sucks though. It does.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yeah. I wish they would change that. I think, especially if you can't make money off your channel, they should let us play music. But
I agree.
What are you gonna do?
The so what would that have been, like 2000? That would have been like 2017.
2017 that I started with 2017. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, in the middle of 2017, I would start YouTube, I guess. I think it's not too hard to figure it out.
I remember the first one I ever watched or ever video of yours I ever found was the alien math. And I think you told me you get that a lot. That people first video they find is alien math.
Yeah.
And I remember like seeing that, and it was like I had seen Homeboy Josh had done something very similar. Where he talked about the size and everything, and he kind of broke it down, and I was able to follow what he meant, you know, with the ratios and everything. But it was like such a huge thing for me to find your video. It helped me so much back then. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's one that people would ask me all the time, and to me, it was just. I've always been good at explaining stuff. I've always been a pretty vocal person. I'm actually pretty quiet, like in real life, like at work. I could also be very loud, but I'm pretty quiet for the most part, but I'm good at explaining things. And when people ask me stuff like that, it's just simple for me to. It's just always been simple for me to think about it and just come up with the answer. It's almost sometimes it was at first I was almost like it's kind of a stupid question, but then I thought like not everybody's on the same level as everybody else. Not everybody thinks that this is all easy. Like not everybody's a contractor and uses a drill every day.
Sure.
Not everybody was very good at math. Some people are very good at reading, and it's all, you know, just people are at different levels. Nobody's better than anybody. That's the same thing they tell you with addiction. Nobody's better than anybody. Just people are in a better place in some things than other people are.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, you know, I think for your channel, that was like the most, you know, for serious builders, you know, for people who are really trying to learn different builds and master them. I mean, your channel was like a godsend. And I think without your channel, I mean, building would not be where it's at today. And I can 100%, I know that for a fact. Because the way that you explained, you are good at explaining things, man. You really are. And a lot of this stuff, you know, I think for me, like watching you and learning from you is a lot. I would just watch how you did things. And a lot of things you didn't have to say. I'd just be like, things I'd be working on and be like, I can't figure out how to do that. And I'd see you do it. And I would just, I don't know. I watch for the little things that you did, the nuances and things like that, which was really important. Showing like instead of editing it, you know, and showing like, okay, I made a Clapton. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's the chords together. No, you would show cutting the wire, folding it, putting it in, stacking the ribbon, putting it all together. And that, you know, if you're willing to put in the time to watch the entire video, you know, you can learn an absolute shitload just by watching how you were doing things. So
yeah, that comes from a lot of like just how I learned, because there was like lots of the inspiration for that comes from how I was learning. Like the staple coil was very rough for me. It drove me fucking crazy to wrap. I got it all the time. I could clap in it. It came out nice, and then wrapping it was just so crazy. And I was wondering like, how come a frame staple so easy to wrap? And these are, so I failed so many times that I started to learn like what I'm doing wrong, and I would watch Squid Dude do it. And that video I watched so many times, and I would watch, and there was things like he was doing that obviously he's wrapped so many that he didn't think like I have to explain this. But like really, it's hard to just sit there and go, you just wrap it like this. So I had to look at every little thing that he's doing, like all the little pressure that he's putting on this stuff. Like how come he's able to just sit there and wrap it and make it look so easy? And once I seen exactly what he was doing, I kind of understood, like, you know, it's just it's not his fault for not explaining it good. It's just he's done it so many times, probably he doesn't understand that that's so hard for people.
And I think that, you know, that's one of the things of doing, you know, tutorials is you forget. Now that's kind of what I meant was it's the little things that I would pick up watching you do that really helped me. And you're right. There's like things like wrapping a staple coil is a pain in the dick. And I don't know anybody who like, I mean, even today, like you give me 10 sticks and I guarantee like at least 2 or 3 of them are going to be fucked up. They're not going to be perfect. And I have like a very standard way I do it every time, wrapping wise, and still, you know, something about it. The wire, you know, that ribbon gets turned the wrong way. It's a wrap. It's not going to wrap right.
Yeah. It's just like anything else, though. The more practice you do, the more time. Like failure is a good thing. The more times you fail, the more times you learn stuff, and it's good. And then at the end, you'll come out on top eventually, almost every time. But yeah, there's just a lot of little things that people, if you're just getting into it, and then there's all these different terms that, like, if somebody just comes into my room one night and starts hearing me talk about Enigma and Alien, and they're like, what the hell is he? It's a whole language. There's a whole language behind it.
Corrugated, binary, parabolic. Like
it could be overwhelming.
I remember not understanding what parabolic was for the longest time. And I remember, you know, I was at a level where I shouldn't have to ask, if that makes sense. Like I didn't feel like comfortable asking because I was like, I'm kind of like, you know, I shouldn't be asking this. And I finally broke down. I forget who I asked. I think I asked Greg Schultz. Like, what the fuck is a parabolic? He's like, dummy. This is it. He like sent me like 10 pictures. I was like, oh yeah. That fucking thing. I know that. I think I did one of those.
That cracks me up too when people say stuff like, "Yeah, I got my staple wrap great on the first time," or "I did an alien the first time and I got it." And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, yeah, well, go ahead and keep trying to make them, because I was like that before too. I was like, I got these aliens. I just made 3 sets, and then it's still for a year what it was after that. After I got my aliens, for a year it was like, how do I get these every single time?
Yeah.
I want to be able to do them every time I pick
Yeah.
it up. I want to be able to do an alien. And still, I can't do it every single time. I'm going to mess up a couple times here and there. But at least, that's when I could say I know how to do it, not when I get 1 or 2 of them. I want to actually know how to do it.
I have that too. I think that's pretty normal, man. I think there's very few people that nail it every time.
Yeah.
Like, I have fuck ups in my aliens. And I mean, I can do them pretty much like they're like second nature to me now, but like I have fuck ups in mine.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, it just is what it is, because it's not a perfect science. And God knows, you get your decor somehow kinked up a little bit or stretched a little bit too far, some part of it. It fucks it up. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it's going to wrap.
Yeah.
So we got a few people rolling in chat here. I'm going to roll through and say hi to some people. Focus Evo, what's up, man? Mr. Cow's Irons, what's happening? Tyler Rose, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? Train Sonic, what's up, Train? Kim Dixon, how you doing, Kim? Good to see you. Mr. Putt Putt Wheeler, the best name in the YouTubes. Putt Putt Wheeler. The name's fucking awesome. I love it. Eddie T. Hell, what's up, Eddie? How you doing, man? Dark Side, what's up, Dark Side? How are you, sir? Good to see you. Lewis Miller. Now, I met Lewis Miller at MVE. You know what he said to me, Nick? First thing he said to me, I thought you'd be taller. It's like, motherfucker.
Really?
That's what he said. I'm like, yeah, I'm like 5'10", dude. He's like, I thought you'd be taller than you are. I'm like, yeah. I just have a big head. It makes me look like I'm like 6'4", but I'm not. Yeah, good to meet you, Lewis. Glad you're here, man. Thanks for joining. Charlie! What's up, Charlie? How you doing? Charlie says I have my hoodie on backwards because I don't have a mirror. Just the projection of the camera, sir. Addy Tooney, what's up, Addy? How you doing? We're just talking about you. Mr. Stand Up 3D, what's up, Jesse? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Brian Feeney, what's up, Feeney? How you doing? Big G, what's up, Big G? How are you, sir? Now it just jumped on me, so I'm going to miss a lot of people. Wolf, what's up, Wolf? How you doing, man? Welcome back. Thomas Hull, good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Mr. Alex Medrano? What's up, Alex? How are you, man? I hope I didn't say your name wrong. I probably did. Addy, what's up, Addy? How you doing? Mr. Buddha Vapes, what's up, Buddha? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Girl Jess, what's up, Jess? How are you, honey? Great to see you. Wire Spaz said, don't forget me. What's up, Wire Spaz? How you doing, man? Todd Black. What's up, Todd? How you doing? Mad Max Vapes. Good to see you. Mr. Clint Johnson, big forehead. Clint just told me I had a big forehead.
Well, that's not nice.
It's not nice. I honestly could get advertisement for this forehead, you think?
Maybe, yeah.
Put like
Get
like Turk across here or something. I wonder if he'd buy my head for advertising. I should sell that. Duke Nukem Vapes, what's up, man? Minnesota Clouds. Eric Sutherland met Eric, or not met, but saw Eric again this weekend. Great to see you, man. Bobby McGrady, what's up, brother? How you doing, sir? Great to see you. And Mr. Odin, what's up, Odin? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Turbonetta. What's up, Turbo? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Glad you're here. And let's see if I see anybody else pop in. Nick Devine's in the chat. That guy. Fantastic. Chris Mike's World. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about Nick. I remember the first time I was doing Instagram lives for a while. For probably like maybe, I did them in total. I did them about 6 or 7 months. And I remember the first time, I'd been doing it for about 3 months. I started picking up steam. Like, more people started watching it. And I remember the first time you came in, I was so nervous. So nervous. I was like, oh, fuck, Nick's here. And I forget what build I was doing, but I fucked it up. I started laughing. I'm like, I just fucked this one completely. I think it was a Suka, and I fucking completely blew it. And no, it was a stitched. It was a stitched Suka. And I
think I remember, yeah.
I blew it because I glued the wrong end or some shit. And it fucking wouldn't. I couldn't get any. It was too much tension on the stitch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's. I don't know if there's anybody that's ever came into the chat that I've been nervous for. I think most of the people I would get nervous for, pretty much, it seems like they leave right away anyway.
Jane. Hey, Jane. You never got nervous? You never got nervous when somebody came in your chat? Like, you never had, like, I don't know, like somebody big, like, Twisted Messes come in and be like, oh, shit, like, I can't fuck up.
Nah, not Twisted Messes. Maybe somebody more like Ramo.
Ramo.
Yeah, maybe somebody like him. Um, yeah, that's about it. I mean, yeah, anybody else? I mean, yeah, builders that are, that I don't want to say respect a lot, but I guess more that I would look up to. Like how do I put this? Like I look up to Twisted Messages for a lot of
Absolutely.
things, but at the end of the day, I think both of us would agree that I've just built more than him, and I just feel that I'm better at stuff than he. So I wouldn't really
You've
get
taken
nervous.
it further.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Than he has. And that's a good point as well. I've had some people in my chat that like, I've had Turk in my chat. I've had like, but I know Mike, so I don't really get nervous with him. I never had Twisted Messes or Homeboy or anybody in my chat. They probably don't even know Squid Dude or any of those guys. But I got nervous when Jay Hayes came in my chat one time when I was reviewing the Jenna. I got nervous about that.
Yeah, that would make, yeah, you know what? Yes. Okay. So yeah, when Mike Vapes watched when I was doing like the first impressions of the whatchamacallit of
the rebirth.
Yeah, yeah.
He came in mine too, and it just makes you nervous because it's like, because they designed it. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to fuck up and like say something wrong. It's like it's nerve wracking a little bit.
I didn't notice, so I had a sponsorship from Hell Vape, right?
Yeah.
And Ambition's Vapor contacted me about sending me an RDA when he put out the Equitas.
Wow.
So he contacted me, said, you want to do pictures on the Equitas or review or whatever. I said, yeah, go ahead and send one over. So Hell Vape also sent one over. So the one night I did the video, I told people, I got this and I got that. So I'm going to do a review this week. So I did the review that week. He was in the chat when I was doing this. I did the review, and it was when the Eagles and the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, and I wore a "Fuck the Patriots" fucking shirt.
Yeah, he's a Boston guy.
Yeah. And I was like, he messaged it. He was like, "Good review, man." And I messaged back. I was like, "Dude, I didn't even fucking. That wasn't meaning anything. I didn't even realize it." So sorry about the shirt. That was probably the worst video to wear that shirt. Huh?
I think I remember watching that, man. I think I do remember watching that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny.
Let's see, we got Justin Crabtree just came in. How you doing, Justin? Ian Fu just came in. I saw somebody else come in. Who was it? I wanted to say hi to. I miss him now. Where was it? Jeff Lawson. What's up, Jeff? Quite a few people rolling in, man. Tracy, what's up, Tracy? How you doing? Yeah, so the transition. So, I don't know how many. Hey, Bob Ellis is here. How you doing, Bob? The Fabian, how you doing, man? The transition doing Instagram lives over to YouTube is night and day. Mm-hmm. Absolutely night and day. I think it is because, unless you delete your video, it's saved. So, it's there forever. And yeah. With Instagram, like there's times with Instagrams I would fuck up and I'd be like, it don't matter. It's fucking gone in 24 hours anyway, so who really cares? But now with when you're on YouTube, fucking, they're there forever. So you have to obviously, you don't want to fuck up or messing up.
You do think about that too, that they're there forever and who's stumbling on it like that. Who knows what'll happen in, 20 years, somebody's just surfing around the internet and they find your video. And it's actually kind of cool to think of, to just have that there. Like, I always think, the worst, but I always think, when I'm dead, that's there. Like, if my daughter ever gets fucking sad about missing me, she's got plenty there to watch if she wants to.
Yeah.
It's just cool
hundreds of hours. Ultimately, it'll probably be thousands of hours of video.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Vaping Smirk just rolled in. What's up, man? So yeah, so I think for the format of this show, it's going to be kind of like we're obviously going to work on some things to do together, and maybe we'll even do some building sometime if Nick wants to. But I mean, this is just going to be time for us to sit here and bullshit with you guys, and kind of talk about some topics and things like that. Now, I did have a question for you. There's this coil I keep seeing, and I have no clue what it's called. And I think somebody told me one time. but it's like an Enigma. But the Enigma is the decor is smaller than, instead of being the 16:1 ratio, it's the or what is Enigma? What is Enigma? Enigma's 9:1.
No, it's 6:1.
6:1.
A hedgehog is 9:1. A hedgehog has 2 humps, and then there's like a Trinity has 3 humps. Really, hedgehogs, I don't even feel like hedgehogs could look okay. Anything after that, it kind of looks messy, and the sense of it having a name is beyond me. It's just, yeah. So it's Enigma has 1 hump, hedgehog has 2 humps, and I'm trying to see if I have a hedgehog. I did have a hedgehog around here.
I'm thinking of the 16. My Enigmas are always 16 pieces of ribbon. That's what I was thinking, the 16:1. But okay, so what is the Trinity then? The Trinity is what, 12:1?
It would be 9:1, 12:1. Yeah, but at that point, I don't even know if the math's necessary. You just, even with Enigmas, the math's kind of weird. I mean, it is technically a 6:1.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that point, I don't even do math. It's like, basically this is how I do it. Enigmas are 28 gauge. Hedgehogs with the same amount of cores are 30. And then the Trinities would be 32. And then so on and so on. You would be decoring smaller wires each time you want to create another hump in that 12 ply, 28 gauge stack.
And I've been seeing a lot of the Trinities, and I didn't know what it was. And I thought it was a hedgehog, but like maybe they just messed it up, but they just went with the pattern because it looked kind of decent. I didn't know it actually had a name until like maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I was seeing a lot of them. I see a lot of people doing them.
Yeah, I do see them a lot too. I mean, Talion does them a lot. Mass Coils has done a lot of them. But yeah, I think they're very hard to shoot Enigmas. They're very hard to take pictures of. So you got to have good cameras to get a good picture of them in the first place. That's why you always see close-ups of them.
Yeah.
Off to the side. You almost never see them straight forward.
Yeah, because it doesn't shoot well at
No.
all. Like, I have a couple pictures of one that I took. Yeah, I talked about getting... that's another whole aspect to it is the coil building is photography. Getting into photography and things like that. And it's almost like you have to... And you notice that a lot of guys who get really, really into photography don't really build as much as they used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More product photography and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole, the whole photography is a whole different thing. That's for other people and me. I wouldn't want to just be shooting products all day. RDAs, yeah, but not the juices would. It just seems like it would get really old to me.
I love the pictures that people do. I couldn't. It just seems it's really hard. It's much harder than building. Photography is hard as hell, and it just like I didn't have the ability to like pick it up as much as I wanted to, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture taking is it's just another hobby, yeah. And if you have time to do both of them, that's good. But for the most part, you see, people do less builds or they'll do easier builds when they're picking up cameras and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's getting big though. I mean, every time I go into the Resistance crew chat, they're talking about cameras. They're always talking about photos. Yeah, all the time. So it gets big. It does. And that's good. I mean, that's the whole point. As long as you stay busy with a hobby and you enjoy it and you have people to share it with.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about anyway. So good.
Let's talk a little bit about build teams and things like that and like what all that entails. You've been on the Resistance crew now for as long as I've known you. As long as I've known you.
It's got to be going on 3 years, I guess.
Wow.
It was a little bit after Coil Wars.
How did all that start?
Yeah, they just started the team when a little bit after Coil Wars, I guess they started the team, and Drew contacted me. So if I'm on a team, if I would ever want to be on a team, and I said, I never really thought about it, but I guess I wouldn't mind it at all. And he said, all right. And then we did the team, and eventually it just grew and grew and grew. Got more good people on there, and that's build teams are good, especially if you want to learn stuff.
Yeah.
You want to learn different things, especially the, like you said about like a parabolic. Like not everybody's going to know what a parabolic is. You could figure out things without even asking sometimes. Like somebody will be like, oh, look at this parabolic I just did. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And different ways that people are doing it. Lots of the information you see on my channel is just because I got to talk to all them guys in the chat. And it's basically just a chat that you guys share the same interest. And then if you're on a team, I guess the big thing about a build team is the information that you could share. And when you're trying to do it for a long-term thing, and you're trying to get sponsors, and you're trying to do stuff like that, companies are more likely to sponsor a team than they are a single person.
Wow.
They want to sponsor a couple people at a time. Or let's just say Hell Vape comes to me and says, we want to send you something. Do you know anybody else who wants to do it? Here you go. The Resistance crew, this, that, and the other. But, you could do stuff like that. And a company's going to like that more, that they're going to have 13 people showing their product more than just one. So,
the thing about the thing I got the most from the chat was it seemed like like you said, like learning things from other people like that you didn't know, especially with photography and stuff like that. Like there's all kinds of like you're in a group where all you're talking about really is coil building and photography. And for somebody who's really into that, it gives you a group of people that that have the exact same interest as you do. And with it being such like a niche type thing, it's really important to have that group of people, because there's nobody else I could talk to about coil building than us. They think it's stupid, they don't understand it or don't like it or whatever. And then to really love something and love doing it and love the art of it and not have people to talk about it, it's tough. So I think that's a great thing about a team. And I think for people that are getting into coil building and things like that, one thing you said a long time ago is like, if you're not on a team, make a team. Make a team, get some guys that because it's hard to get on a team unless you most people who get on teams move from team to team. You know what I mean? They're already on a team, they have sponsors, they're kind of moving, and then maybe they want to try a different team, they go to a different team. But not many people just come out of the woodwork and just get on a team. You know what I mean? It's hard.
I think there was lots of teams too that were made and they just didn't follow through. It's important for like either the team captains or the first people to be on the team to make sure that the teams move in and there's always action in it, because that's just the whole part of it. The thing is like when you come on a team, like for instance, the Resistance crew, I could speak to this. If you come on to the Resistance crew and all of a sudden, I'm tagging your name in all my posts. Richie Oliver's tagging your name in all of his posts. Big D, Crazy Face McGee is putting your name in all of their posts. You need to stay active, and it's important to have that. So I think lots of teams just, they had a good idea at first, but they just don't. Sometimes you need somebody in there to push it, and sometimes people just get not lazy, but just complacent, and they don't push other people to do stuff and things like that.
I think there has to be some motivation, right, to keep doing it. There has to, because we all get in laws, and I think like even like on the YouTube side, it's like I watch them. Like for me now, like my big thing that I'm looking at, we talked about a little bit before we came live, is looking at cameras, looking at lighting, looking at things like that. And like I watch a video of like one of the bigger guys, and like I see they get a new camera, and I'm like, oh, like I like the picture, the download looks really good. It's like, so it pushes me to like, okay, well I need to start thinking about like trying to get, kind of being a, get on their level with that. Same thing with photography and, in the teams. Is like, somebody gets a new Canon, what is it, the M7, or like their really, really nice camera, and everybody on the team kind of wants to like follow that and get in there too, because they want to, it keeps motivating them to keep pushing to try to improve and get better equipment and better everything. So, and like, yeah, like Kim says, they do, so it is support for you. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's like, just like, I mean, there's always somebody on the team that's in a funk, like maybe their builds ain't coming together right, or there's just always somebody in the chat. I mean, there's what, 13 people in the resistance crew. There's always going to be somebody that's like, I either just don't feel like building or everything I do is messing up. And it's good to have people there to be like, I was like that last week. And then you see what they're putting up this week and you're like, all right, so maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just having a bad week. Or like Richie Oliver's really good at explaining what he does when he's in a funk. He just, you start from the beginning, start small, and just, you work your way back up. If you're having if you're trying to build, if you're trying an Enigma and it's just not working out, and then you go to try a Pitchfork, that's not just working out, go back. Let's try something similar, something easier.
Yeah.
Let's try just like doing a cool alien. And then let's just try doing a cool stagger, and then, work your way up, and then it'll get your fingers going. It'll get your mind going and stuff like that.
It's like if you haven't picked up the guitar in a while, you don't just start out like playing like Joe Satriani or something, extremely difficult. You start out with something, you're familiar with that you like, and you start working your hands again to get back at it again. And, I've been in like a slump, dude. And I think I talk about this a little bit. I like not a slump so much, but just haven't built. Just haven't really wanted to, but I think I have a new drill setup coming, and that's going to motivate me to get back at it. I'm getting a foot pedal.
Oh,
and yeah. I'm really excited about that, Nick. I'm really excited to try it.
Are you going to use the lathe and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a whole setup that they're putting together for me. So I'm looking forward to getting that, and I think that will motivate me more. And I kind of been using that as an excuse. There was a delay in getting it, but I kind of use that as an excuse to kind of not build. But I don't know. I don't want to force myself to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the thing is, if you got another thing you're doing now with, the YouTube definitely keeps you busy. And it's also just another hobby when you're doing videos and stuff. It is. But, since you liked building, I would encourage you to try to, when you get the pedal and the setup and everything, to try it again, see if you like it. But, sometimes people just do reach the end of that. They just, find different things that they're into. It seems like every time somebody stops building, it's because they get into something else.
What do you use to keep you motivated to keep building?
I guess it just, when I switched it up to the YouTube, I guess it was just really knowing how to do everything, and then just passing on the information kind of got me to do it better. And then when I've always wanted to do kind of tutorials or something like that, and or even just short videos on Instagram is what I thought first, because I got a big Instagram account, so I always thought maybe just 1 minute videos would be good. So now that I have the YouTube, it kind of got me more motivated to do it. I would have never made videos if I didn't feel comfortable with where I was at with building. I would never be a person that goes on and says, this is how you do an alien if I've only done 3. Right. Like, all these builds I've done so many times. But when I started doing them, I started humbling myself, because I was like, I don't get them every time. There is, when I go do all these staggers a little bit, and then somebody says, can you show me Enigma? I do fuck them up sometimes. Yeah. So it just, it's just a constant cycle. It's,
I think, doing them the way that you do them live, I don't think, I think people take for granted how hard that is. You know what I mean? Because you can always have a bad day and just fuck something up. And to be able to get builds like you get them constantly, consistently, that's fucking hard, man. It's hard. Like, even simple builds. Like, I did I did a tutorial, like, when I first started on YouTube, just a 2-core stagger fuse Clapton, and I fucking missed it, and it didn't fuse right, and I was like, oh my god, like, the most basic build, like, basically a fundamental build you should do with your eyes closed, and I just didn't get it. Didn't get my spacing right. Put it together. Didn't fuse right. I was like, Jesus Christ. And even something like that can just become, you can fuck it up. So, I mean, getting builds consistently is hard as hell.
Yeah. I think it also goes hand in hand, though. I think that I'm successful on most of the builds I do because of what I'm doing. Sure. So, for instance, I'm not coming on and just being like, let me make a alien really quick. I'm doing this. I'm explaining every little step. I'm trying to make sure that I do it right, so that you see in that process I'm doing it right. and setting it up perfectly on here so I don't fuck it up for you to see, which is helping me. So every time I'm prepping it like exactly how I should prep it every time. So not only am I teaching it, but I'm helping myself get that build done.
Yeah.
So that's another, like if I'm just sitting here and I don't really give a shit, nobody's watching me, I'm just like, let me just make a staple stagger fuse clap just to vape. Then I'm going to fuck it up because I don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah, you feel like a little bit of added pressure to kind of keep that, and that kind of keeps you frosty, keeps you sharp. You know what I mean? Sure, absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
I believe in like not giving people the wrong information. I don't want to like, just come on here and be like, you know what? I know the right way to do this, but I'm gonna try it this way. I'm not even gonna do a decor for this alien.
And I think, you know, but also like not only the information on how to do the builds, but I think a lot of people got a lot of information. I know I did on different tools and things to use. Because all that stuff, there's no Bible to any of this. There's nothing written down. There's no step-by-step. There's no, like, you know, job aid that tells you how to, like, do everything and everything you're going to need. So even some of the basic tools, and I think that's something that people forget. It's like, you know, you got to have, you know, ceramic tweezers. You got to have, you know, nylon pliers. Like, who the fuck knows what nylon pliers are, except for people in the craft world, you know, and builders. That's it. And you know, you got to, you know, and different type of snips you got to have, or pliers, or drill, or anything like that. Swivels. You know, you can talk for an hour about different swivels you can use, and you know, so there's a lot of stuff that you can pick up from these shows, from you know, and from people building live that, you know, you can't get that anywhere else. So it really is vital to helping and I think without you doing your show, and, you know, to me, to some extent, doing my show, getting it out there for people building, like, I wouldn't say the craft would die, but, I mean, it certainly, you know, the median, it's really, aside from the Coil Wars page, it's kind of isolated to Instagram. And if you're not in Instagram and in vaping groups and Instagram or on following vapors, you wouldn't even know that the craft even existed.
Yeah, you know, there was a big opening. There was a big opening for somebody to do something coil wise on YouTube. Yeah. When I started it, it was like Sherlock Holmes. There's people. I'm sorry. There's people like in Germany. There's a guy. I can't pronounce his name, but there's a guy there. Like there's people in other parts of the world, but American speaking, there isn't. I mean, Sherlock Holmes was pretty much it, and he's good in his own right, but like he's not, you know, I don't think he would consider himself a huge coil builder on Instagram. He does so many other things.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, he was I think with they said it was Hefner Coils is the guy from. Hey Fabian, how you doing, man? Hefner Coils is the guy from Germany, and I've seen him on Instagram as well. He's really good.
There's another guy. It might not be Germany.
Well, there was Ghost Vapor. Remember him? He was from.
I do.
Over there. His
name is spelled like SHZ. Actually, it might be Israeli. SHZ. He contacted me about coming on before. He was trying to get like me and Mindforge on.
Wow.
And I said, let me know when Mindforge talks to you.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that never happened. That was like a year ago.
Yeah. Mindforge is awesome.
Yeah.
Mindforge is awesome, dude. The yeah, so you know, like talking about Sherlock, but Sherlock, you know, had great video editing. I think he has. Yeah. I think he actually took that in school. I'm guessing just because it's so good.
He did film in school.
He his videos were edited beautifully, and again, it looked perfect. But from a learning perspective, and nothing against him, God, please, like nothing against Sherlock Holmes at all, because I watched every video he's ever done, building wise. But from a learning perspective, and not just him, but anybody who does a pre-record and you're editing it and cutting it, you're missing so much. You're missing so much that they're doing. That, you know, they may show you the finer points of what they're doing, but to get to that point, there's that abyss of stuff that you can't follow, that you can't learn unless you see somebody live doing it. And especially with the interactive chat, you know, you read chat and respond back to people to help them out and shit like that, you know, which the chat is great because when you're building, the chat will keep you, you know, in line as far as the questions you need to answer. So if you say something and like people, you know, maybe you leave a little bit out, the chat can help you go back and be like, okay, I need to re-explain that, or I need to explain that in more detail, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sherlock has he did do the film school. He has very good production, and if you want to get he even knows more than this, but if you want to get coils like pretty much just for vaping, like if you want to do aliens, he's got a no stretch alien video, which
Yep.
I don't have a no stretch alien video.
He's got an Enigma video too.
Yeah, yeah. Me and him did the Enigmas live. I taught him live how to do the Enigmas.
Yep.
So they
I remember that.
Enigmas. He'll do the corrugated and stuff. But if it's a good channel if you want to learn some coil building. I really think that if you're into coil building, you should watch them all.
Oh yeah.
Go back and watch all the Twisted Messes. Definitely all the Twisted Messes, the Homeboy OCs, the Squid Dude
Pristine
video.
builds.
Yep,
Turk.
Yep, M Turk. And I mean, you don't have to watch the Rip Trippers ones, but if you really, really want to go back and see how things started, the Rip Trippers ones are really good too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a couple guys in that, you know, I pretty much feel like I've watched everybody. I really do. I was kind of like a student of it for a long time on YouTube. And yeah, there's a lot of good videos out there. And I think the one thing that's great about Sherlock, and we'll get off the subject, but the one thing that was great about him is he was really, his presentation skills, the way he spoke to the camera was really nice and edited, and it was very easy to follow. They were good quality videos. And the same thing, like if you remember how Squid did his, I talked to Squid about how he did his, how beautifully it was done. The production was done. It had a nice table. Everything was nice and clear and cut well. Same with Turk. When he did his, they were all like beautifully edited and everything and really, really well done. And, you know, they're easy to follow in that. And of course, Homeboy Josh did a lot of, you know, his videos helped a lot because he would show messing up. You know what I mean? And things that he didn't do right. And that helped me a lot, like learn what not to do and how to do things differently.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones out there. But those four channels especially, and Homeboy Josh was awesome too with the coil building. But especially, I think must-sees that like even that's another big inspiration for me was with the Twisted Messes, Squid Dude, M Turk, and Homeboy OC channels. Those are the four channels that I think you must watch if you're into coil building. And they left me like wanting more all the time. Like they always like, I was like, when is another video? Like for a little bit, Twisted Messes was like putting out a video like every week.
Yeah.
And it only went on for like 2 months. But I was like, I want it more. When are you going to put out another video? When are you going to put out another video? And same thing with Squid Dude. And Squid Dude would always come out and tease it like I'm about to do. He would do a video and be like, I'm going to be doing more of these. And they just never came.
Yeah.
Even Homeboy OC's last video, I'm going to do another one. And it just never came.
I think his last video was the Helix.
Yeah.
He did a Helix video. It's really good. It's a really good Helix video. I used it when I first
Homeboy
tried
OC?
mine. Yeah.
Homeboy OC came out like a year later and did the Boneyard coil. And then he teed one of his first coils, which would have been most likely the cage build. And he never did it. Yeah. It would have been either the cage build or the Matrix wire.
I've never seen the Matrix wire.
I have a video doing the Matrix wire. Actually, the Matrix wire is coming up soon on my channel.
Is it? You gonna do a Matrix wire?
Yeah, it'll be
Does
soon.
it look like Keanu Reeves by chance?
It'll remind you of it.
It reminds me of Keanu Reeves. I like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
John Wick.
Right. Yeah, well, and they're also coming out with another Bill and Ted, I think.
I heard that. They're going to do another Bill and Ted.
Yeah, they found another guy somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he's been.
Dude, I don't know.
They found him.
I thought that guy was dead.
I don't know. I seen him though. Him and old ass Keanu Reeves in a Instagram video talking about they were filming it or trying to film it or something.
I like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you would think he could fund that whole thing by himself.
You would think.
Yeah.
I watched a movie last night about the real Rocky. Have you seen this?
What, Rocky Marciano?
No. The guy who the movie. It was a movie about the guy who the Rocky movies were made after. Have you seen this guy? He fought Muhammad Ali. Went 12 rounds with Muhammad, or 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali.
Really?
He's from Philly. I believe he's from Philly.
Well, the Stallones, especially Frank, was in Philly a lot. They lived in Philly for quite a bit. Frank Stallone lived in there like up until Rocky IV. Like people in my neighborhood like know him personally.
No, Frankie Stallone.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you ever did his band ever play anywhere? You ever go to see his band?
I hope not. I don't know.
He, you know, Sly was always trying to get his brother some love in the movies. You notice that Sly was always trying to give Frankie some love. Like he would always have him singing or something, and it was fucking awful. Poor guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he made some music videos too. Check this out, Frank Stallone.
I'm sure they're great.
They're fucking odd. They're terrible, dude. They're fucking
I think I've
terrible.
heard them. Yeah.
There's like talent when talent was handed out in that family. Like Sly got it all, and Frank was just like sitting at the table, like, "Well, where's mine at? Where's my fucking talent? Because you're dicks." That's awesome.
Yeah. Fucking Stallones. I'll have to watch that. Where did
It's
you
called
watch
Chuck.
the?
It's on Netflix.
It's
It's
called
called
Chuck?
Chuck. Yeah.
It's
And
on Netflix too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it just came out. It's basically the story about the guy who the movie Rocky is about. And
I always
he
assumed
fought
it was
Ali.
about Rocky Marciano. That's who I thought it was about, but I guess
No, the character is about a guy. Yeah, the character is based on Stallone saw the guy fight Ali. They went 15 rounds, and Ali just beat him to a bloody pulp, and the guy just kept coming forward at him. This kid never stopped coming at him, and it must have left an impression because that's how that's how Rocky he fought. You know, he just kept coming after him, like he just would not stop. And that's the type of fighter he was. That old Philadelphia, like fucking never go down type fighting style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty interesting, man. Pretty good. We watched it last time. It's not great, but it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I'm a big Rocky fan.
I love Rocky.
Chuck Webner. His name's Chuck Webner.
Chuck Webner. That's him. Did you just look it up?
No,
Oh, no,
Brian.
Chuck
Just
Webner.
Brian Feeney's also from Philadelphia.
Yeah, Chuck Webner. He was the New Jersey boxing champion.
Hmm.
He wasn't from Philly. He was from Bayonne, New Jersey. That's where he was from. If you know anything about like northeastern Jersey up in there, it's like a real blue collar, tough guy type neighborhood. Yeah, he's up from Bayonne, which is kind of like Philadelphia, like tough, tough neighborhood, like blue collar, tough neighborhood type thing. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, like Jersey and Philadelphia and Jersey are, especially the part of Jersey that is more rural, is very close to each other. Like I'm in like very close to Center City, Philadelphia, and Jersey is 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's not far at all. Jersey and Philly are so close together.
Right over
like
the Ben
when
Franklin.
when I go watch concerts that come to Philly, it's actually over the Jersey Bridge. You have to go to Jersey. Like when they say Slipknot's coming to Philadelphia, they're in Jersey.
They playing in Camden? They playing Camden?
Yeah, they play in Camden, and Camden's 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So you have to go to Jersey to go see a Philly show.
Yeah, my ex and my daughter live outside. We talked about this. Live in Jersey, South Jersey.
Yeah.
Mount Laurel, like round, but it's like, I don't know, 25 minutes from Philly.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, so we cut through Philly. We go through Philly. I drive by, around where you live. Like every time we go there, there's always in such a damn rush. I got to stop sometime. See when we're out there.
Yeah,
I definitely will.
Meet in a shop or something.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We could definitely do that. Yeah, Camden is not nice, Charlie. They have a really nice aquarium there, kids aquarium in Camden. But Camden is, it's Jersey. Jersey has some nice areas, but it has some bad areas too.
Yeah, Jersey has some very nice areas. Just like when you watch Sopranos, where they have the single homes, it's mostly nice.
It
but
is.
Camden's a rough town.
Camden's tough, and so is Newark.
Yeah, Newark. Yeah,
and they're both in like the opposite parts of the state. You got Newark up by New York City, and then you got Camden down by Philadelphia. And the rest of the state is gorgeous. The rest of the state is beautiful. It's called the Garden State. It's a beautiful state. It's very congested. Very congested. Yeah.
Yeah, they got lots of pretty cool beaches there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're Jersey beaches, so they're not like California beaches or you know, Belize or anything, but they're nice beaches for a Philly boy to go to.
Yeah,
They're good
I
enough.
mean, yeah. What the hell? Jersey Shore's nice. I mean, and there's a lot more to it than just like the main area where the show was and all that. Jersey Shore's, I mean, it's the whole fucking state. It's kind of
Yeah,
shoreline.
Sea Isle's kind of a shithole. Wildwood's very nice, but it can be dirty sometimes. There's good beaches very close there, like Ocean City's a very nice one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't have like what Wildwood has with the long boardwalk and you could go on the rides and stuff. So
yeah, it's funny. Brian just said you don't want to be in Camden at night. It's like when you go to the aquarium in Jersey. We take my daughter there. It's like you leave before it gets dark. Yeah, it's just not an area you want to be driving around in. This is not something. It's you know it's one of those areas that if you don't know people there and you're not from there, you shouldn't be there. There's places like that all over the place, you know.
Oh, yeah,
when I lived in New York, it was like you don't want to go to certain areas. You just don't go to certain areas. You don't know anybody there. You got no business being there.
Yeah. You walk 3 blocks up, you can't do that over here neither.
Yeah.
3 blocks away from me, you can't be in that neighborhood when it's dark out.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know anybody there, don't have a reason to be there, don't go there.
They'll stick you in a needle and shoot you up.
That sounds fantastic. I like to be shot up randomly.
Yeah.
All right, well, dude, we're almost out of time. That time flew by. Just sitting here bullshitting. The first ever inaugural Coil show. Do you like the picture I used, Nick?
I do. I'll have to send you some pictures of like different angles.
Yeah, I need a picture of your face.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. You look very handsome in the thumbnail. that gentleman standing to your right thought so as well. I don't know if you noticed the picture. There's a guy like staring at you like.
It's a funny picture. That's what I looked at, and then when I was looking at it, I was like, "Who are all these people around just looking weird?"
You don't want to know what I googled to find that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, man, Nick, thank you. So 2 weeks we will do another Coil show. Tomorrow on the Vape at 5, I'm going to be reviewing the Keen mechanical mod from Tenacious TX Vapes and Times Vape. Now, you can pick these up. They are on Stan's website. He has a limited supply, though. I believe he has 20 of each type. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Maybe more than that. But he has a few. So they're for sale there. I think they're $85, $95, which is a really good value. So I'm going to have that review tomorrow live. And also, giveaways this week to win 2 bottles of Adore ELiquid tomorrow with a set of coils from Anarchy Coiled. You're going to put a number in yesterday's episode between 1 and 150, and I will draw that tomorrow. Then on Friday, make sure you repost a pic from Anarchy Coiled's Instagram page, links below. Make sure you repost something from his page for a chance to win 3 sets of coils from Anarchy Coiled on Friday. Nick, you got any shout-outs you want to do before we take off?
Yeah, just check out Adore ELiquid. If you want any cool build stands, DM Kim Dixon and Merlin on Instagram. Phoebe, what is it? Phoebe 6580. What is it? Phoebe something. Put Kim Dixon. Put your thing out there in the chat, please. And I'll be live tonight at 7 until 9 before Fresh comes on for a Coil class.
Right on, man. All right, Nick. Well, thanks for everybody for watching. We will see you tomorrow on the Vape at 5. If you're in recovery, stay strong. I promise I will too. See you guys.